Which list has ATER stock topped? Yes, it is the short list. According to Investor Place, ATER has once again topped this week's short list. The company has a reported cost of borrow of 124.97%, a sizable increase over last week's 109.7%. The company also has a short interest ratio of, or total float of 34.76%. So according to ATER, you can see that I think that figure has dropped to 110.28%. For the last 7 days, it is 102.67, which is an increase of 7.42%. The short interest still pretty much is what it was last week, or thereabout. So that's what is going on right now. It has topped the list. Before now, it was buzzing on, I believe it was buzzing on Reddit, I believe. So right now, it has topped that list of, I think, the stock with the most cost to borrow, which is okay. This guy's here saying is at 104.97%, and OTEX is saying it is 110.28%. So all in all, the stock gained 16.4%. At some point in this session, it wasn't even really moving as such. And then all of a sudden, it spiked by 16.4%. Given that it is a meme stock, it wouldn't really always skyrocket and gain 200% and all that stuff. That's what is obtainable now. It's just that they will always it's a meme stock now. It will always be popular, and I'm sure we can easily see that the volume is easily above average. I won't believe below average, 19.8 million. So I think the reason why it is below average was because it's not because there wasn't enough involvement. It is because it started to rally late in this session. That's why the volume is below average. And so far now it has since increased further, because the post-market session the volumes also add up. So it has now, the volume is now 21.408%. We can see what happened the 6th of May. $5 calls gained 105.56%, and even more is the $10 calls gained 160%. Okay, and these figures will give you an idea of where market participants are expecting the stock to go. Already it has pulled back from $6 levels. It pulled back as of the 18th of February. It was at 6.49, and at that time, before that time, I think we had a short-term target of an intermediate target of 6.67. I don't exactly know what the intraday figures are, whether it reached that level, 6.67 for intermediate, and then $6.805 as its a short-term target. Okay, so we can equally just quickly have a look and see what has happened over the last 10 trading sessions, whether at any point in time it got to such levels. Let's look at the 10-day chart. We see whether that that was ever printed. Okay, I think we did. We scored that. Yes, so we got those targets. We scored those targets as of the 13th of April. We had those targets of 6.67. So on the 19th, it's easily exceeded those targets, 6.67 and 6.805 as of 9:40. Just early in the session, 10 minutes into the session, it reached those targets. So, but since it has since pulled back now, and now at gaining strength, and closed at 5.11, slightly down in the in this post-market session. Okay, so you can see the volumes. Okay, sorry, what we saw there was the volumes. Sorry, not the this is volumes, top volumes, not prices. Sorry about that. So let's go down here and see whether the market participants are pricing those as well. They are pricing moves. Are they pricing moves in those directions? Let us see. We are not seeing these are calls. We're not seeing a huge they're all centered around the $5, the 450 calls. It is in the money already, so maybe it's because it was quite affordable. They had to pounce in on that, and also the stock didn't rally much. It started to rally late, so we're not seeing the move towards those sort of levels, $5 levels and all that stuff. Already it is in the money, given the price of 5.11. But in any case, our targets were reached, and we're still reiterating those targets: 6.67 intermediate, 6.85, 6.805 as a short-term targets. We're still reiterating them, so the gain was 16.4% right now as things stand. It has the 10, 20 and 50 period moving averages on this 1 minute chart. They've all and the price itself, they've all converged. It's in a strong bullish trend on this based on what this chart is indicating. Momentum is cooling off, and the RSI is indicating that buyers are just mildly in control of what is going on right now. So given all of these things, ATER is appears to be rallying within a longer term bearish trend, driving its MACD above the signal line. However, the shares remain below a declining 200-day moving average on its daily chart. You can see that. However, it is still just slightly below that 200-day moving average. The 200 moving average is at $5.82, and the stock is at $5.07. So it is below a declining 200-day moving average, and that is signifying that the dominant trend remains lower. It's also outperforming the S&P 500 regardless of all of that. So it's momentum as measured by 14 period slow stochastic oscillator is waning on this daily chart. This means that investors are less aggressive in their recent purchases and may even be taking profits from positions but at lower prices. Yes, we saw the stock as of 19th, it had rallied to about $7, more than $7. So, well, if you look at all of those things, yes, momentum isn't as strong as it was before. Even though it rallied today, even though market participants are looking at the cost of borrowing the stock, and they're looking at the short interests, all of these things, but they are yet to get more aggressive. You can see the volumes was only below average. Right now, you can see the 10-day average is 69.414 million. So yes, they can do better. They can do better. This wasn't as good as they did before now. Today's volume, the session of the 25th of April, was heavier than usual, trading 19.767 million shares versus an average of 12.358 million shares. So this is the average of the last. This is the average annual daily average for the last 12 months. It's 12.357 million shares, but for the last 10 trading sessions, it is 69.414. So this readout is using a different metrics. Okay, so the unbalanced volume indicator is bullish. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. So buyers are definitely more active than sellers as things stand right now. So yes, it has topped the list of it has topped this week's short list. The company has reported cost of borrow of 124.97%, which currently actually stands at 110%. Over last week's 109.7%. The company also still has a short percent of 34.76%, and we have two targets of 6.67 for the intermediate and 6.805 for the short term. Those targets were achieved last week. The 19th. The 19th was which day was that? 10 minutes into the session, the 19th. was Tuesday, last week, Tuesday night. That was when it was those targets were met and exceeded, but it has since pulled back from there, from those highs. So all in all, I'll leave you to this. I'll leave you to ATER, and you digest all of these things and see what you make of them. And thank you very much for watching this video.